Hi everyone, welcome back to Business on the Beach. And today we're talking about the entrepreneurial journey, because what you've got to realize is it's already difficult. The amount of behind the scenes that you have to do, the research, the learning, the constantly developing, the new systems and new technologies that are coming out all the time, it can be so hard to keep up. But as entrepreneurs, and you want to stay ahead of the curve, that is something that we have to do. Big companies have research and development teams. If you're starting out, you still have to wear a lot of the hats that big companies need if you want to stay ahead. People don't realize what it's like to do everything, to do something every single day, whether or not you know that you get the results out of it, whether or not you realize that it's hard enough. But what people don't think about is the fact that you could be making it harder on yourself, not thinking you're good enough, not realizing what it actually takes, struggling with motivation, struggling with inspiration, struggling to put yourself in a high energy state, whether it's exercise or biohacking or your diet and nutrition habits, and all those things all play into it. The fact that you are struggling or not struggling, the fact that you're open to possibilities or not, whether you close off to your opportunities or not, all these things are not necessarily dependent on how good you are. These are not necessarily dependent on what industry that you are in. These are dependent on your own abilities to think your way out of problems, problem solve, learn what you need to learn, do what you need to do, let go of what you can't control, focus on what you can control or influence in the highest possible level. Focus on yourself, because that way you can improve everyone else around you. You can put yourself in that space whereby you are the best possible self that you can be, and everything else gets taken care of at the same time. People don't realize this. People don't understand that other people are impacted by them. You are impacted by other people. This is a co-created environment. So when you improve, when you grow, when you expand, everyone around you grows as well. I can't tell you that when I used to be a personal trainer and people would look to me for like guidance and all those things, it was like, look, watch what I do, watch what I eat, watch how I exercise, watch how I spend my time, watch the fact that I meditate because it makes my diet choices better. And people start to see me and go, I want to start looking after my health, not because I've told them to, but because my impression has rubbed off on them. Me practicing what I preach rubs off on other people. Me doing what I do, you doing what you do, we are naturally the combination of the 5 people that we spend our most time with. I know that's a Jim Rohn quote, but this is just little things. I'm not talking about big things. I'm not talking about being a group of 5 billionaires. I'm talking about you and your friends. I'm talking about you and your family. I'm talking about the people that you spend time with, whether you want to or not, the people that drag you down, the people that build you up, the people that expand you as a person will grow your business as well. It doesn't have to just be business. It can be personal. If you have a best friend that always drags you up, always kicks your excuses to the curb, always calls you out, always forces you to be the best person that you can be, the best version of yourself. They are the people that you want to spend your time with, not necessarily people that have high expectations of you, because if you never meet them and you never meet your own, then it can be tough. But if you can meet your own expectations, if you can encourage yourself to be the best person and have people around you that will encourage progress over perfection and encourage you to be yourself, just the best versions, the best parts of you, that is all it needs to be, then your entrepreneurial journey will grow and will expand as well. But here's the thing, it's still going to be hard. There's no way of getting around that. There is no way of getting around the fact that this journey is not easy. Whether it's effortless, whether it's You can sit on a beach and drink cocktails all day. If that's your goal, then you'll have to work harder to get there because there are so few that actually do it. When you realize how few achieve the goals that you want to have, you realize that hard work is going to greet you at the door. When you've got important goals, when you've got big goals, when you've got important big goals and not many people actually achieve with their business, never mind their life, right? If you're going to put yourself in that position as well, you've got to realize how few actually get there and how few actually do whatever it takes. But whatever it takes is reasonably easy to find out. If you Google it, you can figure it out. If you learn it, you can figure it out. If you implement it, realize you're not going to be as good at first and get better, you can get there. But here's the thing, it doesn't stop it from being easy. If you know it all, you've got the mindset, you're the best person in the world to do whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to realize that that's no substitute for it being easy. That's no substitute for it being magical. That's no substitute for it being a piece of cake for you to achieve the goals that you want, no matter how big the goals that you have. Remember that. Remember that it's not easy. I'm repeating it for effect, right? You've got to realize that as soon as you realize that it's hard, you realize that if you go in with the expectation that it's easy, you're always going to underact. You're always going to do less than what needs to be done. But if it's hard, this is absolute pain. This is so hard and yet so simple, and it confuses my little brain because it's simple and yet I can't even do the first thing. When you think about it that way, you realize what needs to be done just to take the actions. You will go in with an expectation it's hard. It will either shy you away from doing the work. It will mean that you step up to the plate, you do more than you ever thought that you could do, because that becomes the barrier of entry. That becomes the minimum requirement for you to achieve the goals that you have. Some people will shy away from the fact that it's hard, and some people will love the fact that it's a challenge. They will love the fact they have to do the hours of work to get a little bit in return, because the work becomes what they want to do. The work becomes what they have to do to achieve whatever it is that they want, because whatever it is that they want is worth the struggle. It's hard anyway. Realize that you have to grow as a person. Realize that the business grows after you will grow. Realize that the fact that it is hard will either motivate you or put you off, and only a certain type of person makes it. Only a certain type of person gets to the other side of their goals and realizes that the journey was worth it, realizes that the journey fulfilled them while they were achieving those goals. That's the only way you're going to make it to the other side, is to realize that it's hard and act in accordance with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure you share it out to your friends all about the podcast. I am doing more solo episodes. I really appreciate the support. Share it out. Tag me on Instagram and I will reply. We will have a conversation about the show via Instagram or Facebook. They're my two preferred platforms. And I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Remember, go after what you want, because it's going to be hard no matter what.